שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד. We can keep singing for a little bit more if you want.
Of course.
I want to welcome my friend Ronnie. I know we're a few minutes early, but good Shabbos to you all. And I want to invite you to let your hearts and your souls and your spirits join us for this Shabbat, for this balm, this calming experience that Shabbat can be for us. So let's keep singing with Ronnie. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד.
And take it down and hum together. Let's try.
My friends, good Shabbos. Forgive us, we're 1 minute early, Travis, but good Shabbos to you all. Shabbat Shalom. I want to thank you for being with us tonight. Shabbat is a balm for the soul. It is a salve for the last week and the future weeks and years that we will be walking through together as a community. This is our gift, our palace in time that we give to ourselves every single week. So I want to thank you for giving yourself that gift, and I want to invite you tonight to really let it be a gift for you. Let this Shabbat service offer you what you need, no matter what your week brought. And I want to welcome my new friend, Ronnie Mardor, to the Bima for first service with Kol Ami. We are so honored to have you, Ronnie. Welcome. Welcome to your family. We are glad to have you with us. And Ronnie hails from London and from Israel and now in Los Angeles. So you'll hear that as she sings. And welcome to a new home. Welcome to Kol Ami, a warm and loving LGBTQIA plus community of 32-ish years. We are glad to have you sharing the Bima with us tonight. I want to welcome all of you that are with us at home. And let's just sing in this Shabbat. Let's let these melodies wash over us and offer us what we need tonight.
So just join me when you feel ready. We're going to have a few different parts here. Feel free to join whenever you feel ready, whatever resonates with you in the best way.
So wonderful to be together. We say in our tradition, Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is to be gathered together as one family Kol Ami, one Shabbat community.
So we're going to start with the first sentence, Hine ma tov, or half sentence. It goes like this. We're just going up the scale. We're going to go like this. Join me when you're ready. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, hine ma tov, u'manayim. Let's try again. Hine ma tov,
טוב, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים.
All together.
הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים.
Please continue.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. I want to share with you this beautiful poem from Mary Oliver called The Gift. And I feel like this poem speaks of what Shabbat is for each of us. Be still, my soul, and steadfast. Earth and heaven both are still watching, though time is draining from the clock, and your walk that was confident and quick has become slow. So be slow if you must, but let the heart still play its true part. Love still as once you loved deeply and without patience. Let God and the world know you are grateful that the gift has been given. Kol Ami, we have been given the gift of Shabbat tonight. Let us lean into that gift. It is my honor to invite forward Marie Levine to light our Shabbat candles tonight, and I'm going to invite Oz forward as well, who's going to share a little intention after we light our candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Hello, how's everybody? This is my first time speaking here, and I'm so honored to have Michael here because I'm here because of Michael's story that he shared when I came last year at the AIDS awareness, the quilt awareness, AIDS awareness service. Yes, December 6th, it's coming up. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about, I know people have felt challenges with the election that's gone on, and there have been a lot of people feeling down and depressed, defeated, that kind of thing going on. I have a perspective about that I wanted to share with everyone, and being a little bit older than some people here, at least having been, obviously a child of the 80s, as you can see, and the 70s, but I love art, and one of the biggest influences in my life is Keith Haring. He's probably my favorite artist. He was an activist, and I see Michael shaking his head yes, because you probably know a lot about that. And he spoke and used his voice at a time when our country was being led by Ronald Reagan, and didn't speak the word AIDS until many years into the epidemic, when people had dropped like flies. Especially the gay community, dying alone with people coming and throwing food and running out and being afraid, and their families disowning them. And everybody, I'm sure a lot of you saw the Oprah episode where the guy went into the swimming pool, and it was like the whole community in the small southern town was in an uproar, those things. And I just wanted to say, his voice being used at a time when there was that other entity leading the country, the administration, is kind of parallel to what's happening today. And I would say that it's perfectly relevant to speak about being a point of light. When you're a candle, you're in a bright room, your light is not very bright. But when you're in darkness, you shine extremely bright. And as Keith Haring showed, as Michael showed through his life, we have an opportunity to speak up and elevate our art, elevate our music, elevate our voices at a time when there is the greatest darkness. That's when we can use our voice. We came into this world with our body and our voice probably crying. That's all we have, is ourself and our voice. And we have to use our voice, and it's an opportunity to elevate our art, to elevate our voices, and to come together as points of light and shine brighter in darkness. That's all I wanted to say. Don't be defeated. Don't feel sad. It's an opportunity. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yasher Koach. May we all be points of light, and may Shabbat help refuel our lights so that we can go out into the world the rest of the week and be those points of light. And with that, let us welcome the Shabbat bride. Let us embrace her and sing her into this sanctuary. L'Chadodi is found on page 138, and I'll let you know when you need to stand, but just lean into it.
לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. שמו זכור, שמו זכור בדיבור אחד. השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה, לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, 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 כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. We're gonna have
To rise, welcome her in. We usher her in.
בואי בשלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לה 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 לה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
So Kol Ami, as you all know, we are a warm and welcoming and loving community. So I invite you to greet one another, wish someone new a Shabbat Shalom, wish someone who you've known a long time Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our friends online. Take a moment to say Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
My beautiful friends, stay standing for our call to prayer. We invite you to come back together. The Baruch Hu is found on page 146. Welcome friends old and new. Let us do our call to worship together. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la la ya la la, ya la 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 la be seated. I invite you to read with me. I'm on page 147. Oh God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and the warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. I don't know if you feel that, Kol-Ami, but I am definitely feeling that already. And this next prayer that we sing, you all know very well. It's the first prayer on a child's lips. It's the last prayer on someone's lips before they leave this earth. You might hear a slightly different melody than you know, but I invite you to travel with Ronnie with this beautiful melody of the Shema. If it's your practice to rise, you may rise. If you want to stay seated and let the Shema wash over you, do what works for you tonight. The Shema is found on page 152, 153. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 You are our God, Adonai, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. You are our God, Adonai, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Heaven and earth will shake at the sound of your name, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Heaven and earth will shake at the sound of your name, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. We turn now to page 154 and we chant this prayer that teaches us all of the trope and that reminds us that we love that which is greater than all beings with our whole self. Please join me. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. I just invite you to take a quiet moment to think about what freedoms you wish to fight for this year and who you fight to free as we get ready to sing our prayer of freedom, the Michamocha. The words are found on page 158, and you know them, and we invite you to sing them, to sing out for freedom.
One more time. Ya da da ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 mi chamocha באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, יאי די די יאי די די יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 מי כמוך כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
I'm on page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Hashkivenu, the words to this beautiful song are found on page 160, and may a shelter of peace spread over all of us, over the entire world as we sing this.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם. שלום
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. So awesome to share the bima with you, Ronnie. Thank you.
Thank you. So awesome to share it with you.
Okay, my friends, you ready for, I know, everyone's excited. Come on, give her jazz hands. It's all good. We try to say we don't clap in temple, but sometimes we do. So let's learn a little Torah together. Kol Ami. Did you know that over the summer, Laura Marciano, a researcher at Harvard, interviewed 500 teenagers for a continuing study investigating the link between technology and loneliness. The results were striking. For several weeks, the teenagers who were recruited with the help of Instagram influencers answered a questionnaire 3 times a day about their social interactions. Each time, more than 50% said they had not spoken to anyone in the last hour, either in person or online. To put it another way, even though the teenagers were on break from school and spending plenty of time on social media apps, most of them were not socializing at all. Americans now spend more time alone, have fewer close friendships, and feel more socially detached from their communities than they did 20 years ago. 1 in 2 adults report experiencing loneliness, the physiological distress that people endure from social isolation. The nation's Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, declared loneliness an epidemic late last year. This comes as no surprise to many of us, and it's not just affecting our teens. This epidemic has begun to affect us all. Just last week, at a milestone birthday event for my eldest, I looked up at the table filled with family, and I was the only one not on the phone, texting, or reading. Don't get me wrong, I'm plenty guilty of it many other times, not saying I'm above it. But I was struck in that moment. Our technology has misled us to thinking that we are creating friendships and connections. And sometimes we are. We've learned that these connections aren't the same as in-person relationships. We need other people to help alleviate the loneliness that we have created by our digital world. Shabbat is the Jewish people's answer to this epidemic of loneliness. Some of you know that I reached out directly to you, inviting you to be with us in person. And we love all our friends online. We send you much love. We know that some of you can't be with us in person, but there is something different about sitting in this room filled with faces, about getting a physical hug, about hearing the voice of your friend or the clack of a familiar pair of shoes, than seeing it online. We read in Torah this week, God appears to him, Abraham, by the terebinths of Mamre. Abraham was sitting at the entrance of his tent as the day grew hot, and looking up, he saw 3 men standing near him. And as soon as he saw them, he ran from the entrance of the tent to greet them, bowing down to the ground. And he said, "My lords, if it please you, do not go past your servant. Let a little water be brought. Bathe your feet, recline under the tree, and let me fetch a morsel of bread, that you have come your servant's way." Abraham, who is believed to be resting after 3 days after his own circumcision, rushes to his feet to greet these guests he sees walking by in the heat of the day in the desert. This text tells us something important. He didn't delay to do this mitzvah. He approached it with energy. He reached out to offer hospitality. He greeted them with joy. He offered these strangers water and to wash their feet. What can we learn from Abraham in this moment? Yes, he knows how to greet guests, but I think it runs a little deeper than just hospitality. Why is hospitality so important to us? The Jewish value, hachnasat or him, falls on the top of our list of values. And in the Reformed Jewish community, we strive to offer audacious hospitality. Being welcoming and kind puts us humans at ease. Entering a new spiritual community is not easy for anyone. Some people are so put off by it that they may not even be able to enter the building. But being greeted kindly allows us a little more respite, allows us a little more comfort as we offer new spaces, as we enter new spaces. And it might even encourage us to come out of our shell and meet new people, to find a safe space, to keep Shabbat. In Judaism, Shabbat is considered a palace in time, a sacred day, a time we set aside to rest, to be with those we love, and to recharge ourselves. So by practicing this hospitality, we make it more comfortable for each of us to let our guard down, to celebrate Shabbat, and we begin to build sacred Jewish community. I believe Shabbat is the Jewish people's secret weapon. It keeps us coming back every week. It keeps us connecting and feeling connected to something so much greater than ourselves. It brings us into community with other human beings. It ideally brings us into connection with something greater than ourselves. Kol Ami, as we begin our time together, me as your new rabbi and you as my new community, I strive to help create some solutions for this epidemic of loneliness we are experiencing in this post-pandemic world. We will be kicking off in a few months our small groups. You might ask, what does that mean, Rabbi? What are small groups? Some of you might have heard the word chavurot. It was the word that they kicked around in the 70s and the 80s for these small groups. It's another name for it. And Kol-Ami's small groups will be organized around things you care about. hiking and learning, cooking, and exploring your gender or your non-binary identity. They'll be run by our lay leaders, that means all of you, and our Kol Ami community. And they are open to both members and non-members alike. It's our way of helping you continue to get to know one another deeply, to enjoy doing things together, to enjoy connecting to Judaism and Jewish community. And I want to invite you tonight to dream big, to think of a small group that you might want to be a part of. Some of them have even quietly started. You may see in our Kol-Ami, if you read it, I suggest you do, that some of these groups have had a soft beginning. And we're hoping that these groups will meet about once a month, more or less, and that different leaders will emerge from within the community to lead and to learn and to continue to connect and get to know one another better. So I want you to dream a little about what kind of group you'd like to start or what kind of group you'd like to be a part of. Abraham and Sarah are models of this hachnasat or him, this deep connected community that offers audacious hospitality. They model how to do Shabbat, how to build Jewish community. They rushed to make their guests feel honored, welcomed, and comfortable. And at Kol Ami, we are learning the best practices and developing new strategies to welcome you in. I imagine it will be a year of lacing up our boots and doing lots of advocacy and social justice work. And building strong Jewish community can be a balm, a salve for the pain that we might experience in the outer world. So while we fight for rights and causes that matter to our LGBTQIA+ family, we become more connected to one another, which matters even more in this world that we are living in. So if you have an idea for a small group, or you maybe even might want to consider leading one or co-leading one, I invite you to have conversations with me in the coming weeks as we begin to scaffold and prepare for this deeper connected Kol Ami. And may we become like Abraham and Sarah, rushing to fulfill the mitzvot, putting our energy towards building more connected Jewish community where we can rest and recover from the experiences in our outside world. I wish each and every one of you a Shabbat Shalom. And go ahead and watch the Kol-Ami in the following weeks. We'll be introducing some of these groups, and feel free to reach out if you have ideas for groups that you want to start. With that, I invite us to ask God to open our lips and our mouths so we can declare praise. Adonai Sifatai is that prayer. And if you're ready, you may rise to your feet in body or in spirit. We turn to page 164.
Tehillah Yananai, nai, 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 ufi agi, teilatecha.
You may continue praying the prayers of our tradition or the prayers of your heart. We begin on page 166, and when you are done, you may be seated. a week, and we have people in our lives who are in need of healing, including ourselves. The list of those for whom our community is saying healing prayers will come up on the screen above me, but I want to invite all of us to say out loud, lift up any names that we wish to lift up. And my heart and prayers go out to our maestro tonight. May he feel love embracing him, and to some other friends as well who are struggling today. And if you have a name of a loved one who you wish to send healing prayers to, as my hand comes across both sides of the room, let us fill up this sanctuary with the names of those who we wish to send healing to. And then we'll sing the Misha Berach together, our prayer for healing. The words are found on page 109. Thank you so much. May all who need healing on this Shabbat find exactly what they need. It is my honor to invite forward a fellow birthday buddy and a member of our board of trustees, and also the individual who sponsored the Oneg tonight, Murray Levine, to offer some announcements. Thank you. There you go.
Good evening. I'm Murray Levine, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Kol Ami, we want to welcome you to Congregation Kol Ami. Shabbat Shalom. We want to thank Rabbi Resnick for leading our service tonight, beautifully as always. Thank you to student Rabbi C.J. Mays. Special welcome to Ronnie Mardor as tonight's cantorial soloist. Thank you to Travis Smith, as usual, for audio and visual. To Leonard Seelig for setting up tonight's Oneg. I invite you all to the Oneg tonight to celebrate the November birthdays, and me. And someone who never gets thanked because he writes these announcements, but our special thanks to Adam Rotenberg in the office. A few things coming up in the near future. Continuing every Wednesday at 7 p.m., join Rabbi Resnick online as she leads our weekly Torah study class. I've been going for a few weeks, and it is a lot of fun and very informative. This Sunday is our final Taste of Judaism class. For those interested in the basics of Judaism, please join our free class and tell your friends. That will be followed by the Intro to Judaism class, which will begin on Sunday, December 8th. Registration is open. On Saturday, November 23rd at 12 noon, please join us for our lunch bag assembly in support of the Hollywood Food Coalition. Help us create hundreds of lunches for the food insecure in our surrounding cities. It's a good time for a great cause. Also, Kol-Ami is part of a host committee for the Hollywood Food Coalition's Thanksgiving Community Dinner. They are looking to raise money to provide healthy meals for those battling food insecurity, and information, as always, on our website. Saturday, November 30th, Dr. Jane Drucker, fellow board member, will lead the next book circle for a discussion of the Hebrew teacher by Maya Arad. Within 3 novellas, 3 Israeli women, their lives altered by immigration to the United States, they seek to overcome obstacles. Saturday, December 7th, the Open Yard group, which is the 20s and 30s, will be having their Latkes and Libations Hanukkah party. And Sunday, December 8th, will be Mocha, the Men of Kol Ami Hanukkah garden party. Saturday, December 14th at 9 a.m. will be our next Shabbat hike. This time we'll be heading to the Griffith Observatory. So things getting a little slightly more elevated. Right. But everyone is welcome. More information on all of these events, including registration, is on our website. And as always, we hope you'll keep up to date on all that is happening at Congregation Kol Ami by visiting the website kol-ami.org. Thank you for joining us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much, birthday buddy. I appreciate you. Mwah. I just want to lift up 2 other things, which is Transgender Remembrance Day is November 20th, and our honoring of that special day will be next Shabbat, November 22nd, led by student Rabbi CJ and Alan Weisbart and Keegan Jones, correct? Did I get the last name right? Okay. And Rachel Larson as well. So I invite you to please join us for that very special Shabbat. And also, World AIDS Day is December 1st, and we will be we will have the AIDS quilt with us, and we will be honoring that day on Friday, December 6th in our Friday night service. So please come and be with us for these very special Shabbat experiences. It's one of the things that makes this LGBTQIA plus community and its allies so incredibly sacred. So we invite you to be with us. And with that, let's go to Aleinu, my friends. We're almost there. And I invite you, if you are able, to rise in body or in spirit. We turn to page 586. Take your time. I'm not there yet either. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leyotzer breshit, שעשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. So one of the things that went through my mind as we were davening Aleinu is that during the pandemic, which I know was a long time ago, for those of us clergy who were leading services from our living rooms, from our offices, from places without other people, when we finally came back in person, and we did Kaddish together, or we did Shema together, or we did Aleinu together. And for the clergy, when we do Aleinu, we don't see you. We're facing the ark, right? But we hear you. That, for me, was the balm, the salve for that loneliness that was felt at putting out, but not knowing how it was received. So that's one of the reasons that I love doing services in person, because we can have that beautiful exchange of energy. And it's such a gift. It's such a gift for all of us. So we think now of those in our lives for whom death has taken from us, but that are bound up with us in love. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed from this earth, our own loved ones, our friends, our neighbors that we have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. And as we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. I will first lift up the names of those for whom our community is saying Kaddish. The names are also on the screen above us. And if you are with us tonight and you are honoring the yahrzeit, the anniversary of a death of a loved one, then I'll invite you to rise and share the name of your loved one. And then I will invite us all to rise together in support of the mourners to recite Kaddish Yatom, which is found on page 598 in your Siddur. Tonight, Congregation Kol Ami remembers and sends love to those families who are in Shiva and Shloshim, the first 7 and the first 30 days of mourning. Sherry Price, Denise Wolfson-Torres, Cookie Addison, Lane Nelson, and Thomas Edelman. And we say Kaddish tonight for Milton Singer, Fred Mandel, Leonard Klein, Uriel Masad, Paul Tabor, Alan Weiner, Elizabeth Rakowski, Ann Pendo, Cantor William Charlin, Nick Ruvo, Martha Lank, and April Anderson. If you are a mourner amongst us tonight, I invite you to please rise, and as my hand and eyes meet yours, recite the name of your loved one.
Uri Père.
I invite you please to rise in support of the mourners. We recite Kaddish Yatom together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, Amen. You may be seated. So this last song is a prayer for peace. May it go forth from our sanctuary to your homes, to spill out onto the streets and to the rest of the world this Shabbat. I think you'll know it, and join in.
עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם שלום. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם שלום. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם, סלם, סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם, סלם. Last time. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. Yeah. Sure. Are we doing the long one, the short one?
You can do
120.
120. Right, that's where the candle blessing is, so it's right around there. Nope,
Nope.
no, this way.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
All right. איפה? Yes, okay.
Po, that's where.
פה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל המינים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים.
Giant challah. Don't worry, there's a bigger one outside. For those of you who are with us in person, we send you a challah. To our friends online, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz B'te'avon.
Oh, toda raba. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat
everyone.
shalom.
B'te'avon. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, everyone. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Thank you.